Hello everyone, in this video today we're going to be talking about dynamic pages. This video will be a little bit different because instead of going through how to create database and how to add elements to it, I already have a database created here, as you can see, and it's called stores. So in this video we're going to go through on how to create your online stores using database. Just remember, this is very simple store. You won't be able to do any transactions or anything with it. It's just to have this simple picture of how dynamic page works. If you want to have a store, Wix store is still the recommended one. So let's get started. As I mentioned, we're not going to create it. So we're going to jump this part of how to add these items and everything. But I'm going to show you what I have added already. First, I created some fields: product name, category, main photo, photo gallery, product description. Okay, those are the fields that I have created, and then those are the fields that we're going to work on. I have added the category because I have, see here, 3 similar names and they repeat for different products. So we're gonna be able to play around with filters and URL and everything else. Okay, let's go back to the editor. And those are the steps we're going to work with: dynamic category page, dynamic item page, dynamic page URL, connecting dynamic pages, and filters. The first thing we're going to do is to create dynamic pages, the category and the item page first. Okay, what we're going to do is something similar to what you can see here. See, you have all the products from that store, and then if you choose, like, let's say t-shirt 1 daily, t-shirt for your daily routine, and if you click on the button, it will take you to that t-shirt page. I know the photo is different here because I didn't add similar photo, but you can see how it works. Yeah, so if you go back to store, and then if you choose skateboard tree, click more, it will take you to the page with more details about that skateboard tree and more photos. Okay, so to do that, it's really simple. I'm going to show you now. Just go back to the editor, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create dynamic pages. So you click here, menus and pages, dynamic page, and add to site. When you click in add to site, you're going to be prompted with some options. I'm going to be working with that one here that says stores, because it will be the one related to the database that I have created. If you have multiple databases, you're going to see the options here. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one here, and it will add 2 dynamic pages. The first dynamic page you can see here is the one called all, means that all the items from the database will display in that page. As you can see, we have here a repeater. So the repeater is used to link normally to a database where you have a lot of options. And let's say if you have 10 items, the repeater will repeat itself 10 times to fill out with all the items that you have on your database. Okay, so as the name says, the repeater. You just need to have one item. I'm going to delete all the other ones. I'm going to work with only one. Cool, this is enough. And then if I click in preview, you'll be able to see all the items from my database. See, everything here, as you could see on the live site. There are some things here that I wanted to change. Let's just adjust it here. Always when you're creating a database, just make sure the elements are linked to the right fields on a database. So I like to click in here, click in there, and see if it's correct, if it's connected to the right data set, if it's connected to the right field. And then if you scroll down a little bit in the photo, you are able to link the photo as well. Okay, there's these options. What I mean by linking the photo is you can make the photo clickable. So if you click on the photo, it'll be like if you're clicking the button, it will take you somewhere. Cool. And let's go to the next step. And then I'm just going to make sure, like this one here is the product title. Yeah, product name. Cool. This one here, I want to be the product description. And okay, category. Let me change the product description. I'm just going to put it down a little bit. Everything. And I'm going to duplicate the first one here. And then I'm going to put it down. I'm going to change the name to category so we'll know what field is that, and I'm going to link this to the category. It will be easy for us to picture, because if I go now to preview, you'll be able to see the name, the category, the description, and then you have the image and the button. Cool. Now let's have a look on the item page. So this one is the category page, so we show everything for you. This one here is the item page. So once you choose one of those, you're going to be taken to this page where you have the more detailed description of the product. This here is a data set. It is invisible on the live site, it just shows up on the editor. So now you see that there is a little bit difference here, is that you don't have a repeater. Why? Because the repeater is only when you have multiple items. If you want to display one item, you don't need a repeater, you just need one single element, and that's it. Again, what I'm going to check if they are all linked correctly. So I click in connect to data, check if this connects to the right data set. Data set here is the bridge that links your database to this page. Okay, and then store items. Yeah, so product name, perfect. I'm just pull it down a little bit because I want to duplicate this again to add my category. So scroll down here and then add it to category. And this one here, I want it to be the description because it's a bigger text. So product description. And again, I have a gallery, and this one is just a single photo. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delete this single photo element and add a gallery. I'm gonna add this one here. Just put it down a little bit, and I'm gonna link this gallery to the data set, store items, and media pro gallery. As I only have one data set here, it's gonna show only one. If you have multiple, you might see like an option, so choose the right one. And now if I preview, we should be able to see choose number one, category daily, description, and the photos. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the editor. Now, how do we link this item page to the all pages? We have multiple options to link it. We can link using a button, we can link using an image, as I mentioned before. Let's do both. What I'm going to do first, so click on the image, select it, and click connect to data, scroll all the way down here, and links connect to, choose the store product name. This one here is the same one that we were working before, the item one. So if you click on it and close it, it's already clickable. The button, you're going to do the same. Click on the button, click on connect to data, click actions product connects to, it's already selected, but just allow me to make sure it's everything right. Label, you don't need to change. Label is the name that shows up here. Okay, you can just double click here and change and like more details, and then done. So now if I preview, and then if I choose, let's say, skateboard tree, if I click in more details, it will take me to the item dynamic page, as you can see here. Cool. Let's go back to the editor. Now we have finished this first part. Simple, right? And now let's get to the next step. Let's understand a little bit more about the dynamic page URL. So the dynamic page URL, as the name already says, needs to be dynamic, because if you add a new item to your database, you need to have a URL for it. If you go to the home page, click on the three dots in settings, you have the SEO Google tab, click on it, you see that your home page has its URL. So it will be the domain, that's it right here, you cannot see it, but it's here, / the home page. And this is the URL for the home page. But let's say the dynamic page, how does it actually know what name to give? Simple. Click here, start your dynamic page. You have two. For the dynamic page, you can choose how the URL will be created. So let's have a look in this one here is the item. Why I'm going for that one here? Because the item you can have 10, 20, 1,000 items in your database. and then let's create a URL for it. Click on the three dots, click in settings, and then you have here your domain, and then you have, normally it's gonna show up here the name of your database. You can change it or you can leave it the way it is. And then you have the field from the database which that information will be taken from. So this one here is the product name, see? And then if you go to my database, store database, you see here I have a product name field. So my URL will be filled with the information that I have here. Cool. So let me close it here and go back here and click in settings, and I'm gonna keep it the way it is. So my URL will be created based on my domain, the name stores will be default, and then we're gonna have the dynamic part that will be taken from the product name. So if you have an item page, all the items from your database need to be unique, okay? And what I mean by that is the product name for me here needs to be unique. If I have two products with the same name, I have some issues. In this case, you have an option. If you want to make sure everything will be really unique, I also recommend to click here, add field, and go for ID. Because the ID is generated every time you add a new item to your database. If you add this field here, you know that it will be 100%, it will be unique, okay? This time I'm not going to work with the ID because I know that all my items, they have very specific names, okay? So I'm going to keep it the way it is. And as it is unique, this name here is unique, means that only one item will appear. Let's say if I choose here add field, and instead if I delete this part here, product name, and if I choose here category, right? Category. Let me open my database again. And what about category? Is it a unique field? No. See, it repeats 3 times here, 3 times here, and 3 times here. What does it mean is when the system reads that URL, it knows that it needs to show these 3 items. So if I choose a category to be my URL, everything with the same URL will display. So if I have 3 here, everything will be displayed from here, everything will be displayed from here. So if I want, for example, to create a category one, the way it is here now, instead of having like just a single element, I'm going to have to use a repeater because I have more than one item to display. Cool. And so let's keep this one here as we had before. I'm just going to delete and add back the product name. And let's leave it the way it is for now. But let's create another dynamic page, the one for category. So we just click dynamic page, click on add to site, and again I'm going to choose the store database as the base for my dynamic page. When you click on it, it will always gonna create another item page. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we can change the setup of everything. Again, the datasets here. Let's move it from here. And see here, I'm using a strip and I'm using single items. But the category, as you know, I have 3 lines of similar categories. So let me delete it all. Even the strip, we're not going to use the strip. And then let me go back here to my all pages because it's already here. Let me copy this here, these 2, and I'm going to paste it there. The second one here. Yeah, I'm going to paste it here. And of course, you don't need to copy and paste. You can as well click it here, the plus, lists and grids, and add a new repeater if you want. I'm just going to copy and paste because it's already done. Cool. So here I have, but what I need to do again is just to link. Let me just change this one here. This is a page for categories. Okay, and I'm going to link here again everything. The image, I'm going to link to data set that I have here, the only one. I'm going to link this here to the main photo. This one here, I'm going to link to the product name. This one here, I'm going to link to the product category. Here, I'm going to link to the product description. And the button, again, I'm going to link to the same item page because I want if someone clicking here, they'll see that item page. So it's the one called, the first one here on the top called product name. And I'm going to do the same for the image to make the image clickable. Scroll all the way down, links connect to, and the first one. And now if I preview, it will probably not work. Why? First, this page was created to be just for one item, eh? So I'm going to need to click in the data set, click in settings. I have only one here. I'm going to put it to up to 10. Okay. And something really, really important is always keep these numbers down very low, as low as possible. Why? Because if you have it, let's say 20, 100 items here, when your live site is being opened by anyone else, maybe they have a slow internet or a slow device, it will take forever to open. And then something else I need to change is the URL. Do you remember? Here is still the product name. My product name is unique, means that it's just going to show one. What I need to do here is change this. Instead product name, I'm going to change for category and add a category here. And you see that here I already changed it. I'm going to close this. And now you see that the system already shows me the 3 similar categories that I have. If I preview it now, it should show me the category casual. So only the casuals are here. See? Cool. And then if I change it here for daily, only the daily is here. And the sports, only sports is here. Cool. Let's get now to the next part. Let's go back to the home page so we can see the names that we need to go through still. So we have gone through like the category, item, and URL. Now let's connect. We have connected already some dynamic pages, but let's create new connections. Let me show you something on the live site. If you go back here, and then you go scroll up, and then let me just click on one of those here. Then I'm going to show you how to do it. See here that I have one product. I can click and load more. I'm going to show you as well how to do it later. And it's still everything's from sports. But if I click here casual, I have a button here. If I click in casual, it will show me only casual. And if I click loading more, see all casuals. And again, if I click in daily, exactly the same thing will happen. So the thing is, how can we add these buttons if we want to create those kind of filters within the category page? Let me show you now how to do. Let's go back to the editor, and here let's go back to the category page. This one here we created. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 buttons. Okay, they're just regular buttons. You can choose any button you want. Just check the design. You can change the design at any time as well. Let me duplicate it. I'm going to have 3 buttons. Cool. And I'm going to change the name for these buttons as well. This one here, I'm going to call it casual. This one here, I'm going to call it sports. And this one here, I'm going to call it daily. Cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this button to the same page that we are now, but I'm going to choose what category it should open. Okay, to do that, you just click on here, see this link icon, click on it. It will open this page to link, choose page, click in home, and here the last one is stores category, is the one that we are now, dynamic. If you click on it, it's going to show you the categories, and you can choose. So when you click that button, only that category will open. So in this case, I'm going to choose here daily. Click on daily. I always use current Windows because I want to keep everyone on my site on the same page. Because imagine if you're on your phone, you click on it, keep open news and new tabs, and people normally don't like it. So click on done, and let's repeat it. Click on sport, link, choose the page, that's the category page, choose the section, is the sports, current window, done. And let's do exactly the same thing for the casual. Link, choose the page, choose which category, current window, and done. Now if I preview, so we have here casual. If I click sports, have here sports. If I click in daily, I have here the daily one. Cool. So we have created a link. So let's create another link, something that I think is very cool. Let me show you the live site. See here, and you hover over, you have the categories here as well. Sports. And you see everything from sports. And if you have casual, everything here is from casual. And if you have daily, it will show the daily. Let's learn how to do that. Go back to the editor, menus and pages. Let's go to the side menu. I'm going to link everything now this time to the home. So see here on the bottom you have add a page. We can add a page. Actually, let's add a page for now. Let's add a page called Store Pages. And then I'm going to leave it blank just for now. And then I'm going to create a link. So click on this icon here, the second like, and we're going to connect to a page, and we're going to do exactly the same thing that we are doing for the buttons, but now it's a link. So we're going to click here, category page, choose which category. Let's keep the sport, current window, done. I'm going to change here to sports again, and I'm going to just grab it here, put it forward to the right, and it will become a subcategory. I'm going to do it the same for the other two pages. Click here, category. This time I'm going to create a casual, current window, and then I'm going to give the name casual. Grab it here, put it below, and do the last one now. Category, choose the category daily, and then type it here and make it a subpage. So done. Let's preview it and check. So now if I come here and click sports, it will open the sports. Casual, it will open casual. And daily, it will open daily. Cool. And now here at the live site, let's go to the store pages, and then you see here all the products are displayed, right? And now let's talk about filter. Let's say that you want to add a filter, so people can, instead of clicking the buttons or something like that, they can just filter using a drop down. They can do that as well. So you're just going to create something similar to it. Drop down, and you can choose daily, show only dailies. If you click sports, show only sports. If you click on casual, show only casual. And then if you want to reset everything, we need to have a button, and then we will reset everything. Okay, let's do that on the editor now. So what we're going to do is, remember that page we created called Start Pages? It's blank. Okay, cool. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to copy again the repeater from that page. I'm going to copy the title as well, and I'm going to paste it on that page, the Start Pages, and I'm going to add it here. Okay, and then I'm going to change the name here, the title, filter. So we know that we're going to have a filter here. And then we need to link everything that is in this page to the same database. What I need, what? The bridge. The bridge is the data set. Click in Content Manager, add content elements, and data set. Just grab it here. But this time I need to connect manually. Click in Settings, choose the database you want to connect it to. I want to connect to stores. And then we're going to let it display, let's say 12 items, just for the test. Okay, and so this data set is complete, is ready. So let's link the elements now. So click on the photo, choose the data set, and image connects to the main image. Again, I'm going to link the button, the image, to that same database, the product name. And here will be the product title, for the product name. This one here will be the product category. This one will be the product description, and the button I'm going to link to the same item dynamic page, product name. Cool. And then if I preview now, this is a static page, and then I have everything. Right, but how do I create that filter? First, I need a drop down. So what we're going to do is go back to the editor, click on the plus button here on the left, click in input, and then scroll down until you find a drop down list. And here we are, drop down. Grab it, put it inside, just add it here, and then I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to just type here, choose the, just delete this part here. Is the style. Let's choose the category. Okay, and then manage choices. I'm going to change here. I'm going to type sports. Second one will be just double click on it, and you can just type there casual. And here, you click it here and click edit label. I'm going to change here for daily. The last one I can delete. Something really important is you need to click on the drop down, click connect to data, and if here is connected to anything, now it is connected. You need to click and choose, so it's completely blank now, it's grayed out. See, we need to keep it like that. Okay, and then what we need to do is go to dataset. The dataset, that is again the bridge. Go to the dataset, and we're gonna add a filter to the dataset to tell that the content that will be displayed in this page will be filtered based on the setting that we have in here. Okay, so click on it, click in settings, scroll a little bit down, you'll see here filter. Let's add a filter. So first, what do we want to filter? We need to have a pattern to filter it. So I'm going to click here, product name, and I'm going to filter by category because I have 3 and I want to create a filter for those 3 categories. Click here, and the field category, the condition is the value source connects to user input element. The user input element in this case is a drop down. See here, it's even highlighted. If you click on it, add a filter. If you close it here now, and then if you preview, let's have a look. Let's say if I choose casual, it shows only casual. Okay, and something really important is the choice that you have here, they need to match perfectly with the categories that you have on your database. If I come here and if I add an extra space, it won't work. So you need to be matching perfectly. Let's say if you have like 100 items in that list, and it'll be really difficult for you to add one by one manually. You can add these items to another database. You can create a database here just for the items that you want to have. Add all of them, and then when you click and connect your data here, the drop down, here below you have connect drop down list items. And then if you have a database only for like 100 cities, let's say, or 100 categories, you can just click in here, choose that specific data set that will be connected to that database you created, and then here you choose the field and that it will work. So the items from the drop down would come from a different database. Here we get to the end of this video. So if you have any questions, just raise your questions, just drop the line there below in the comments, and then every time I have time I'm going to come and try to reply. Again, try to be as specific as possible, because I cannot see what you're seeing, I'm just assuming. So try to give as much details as you can, and we can work from there. Okay, so see you next time, guys.